Hi guys, welcome back to the Mina Does Art Stuff YouTube channel. My name is Mina and on this channel we do art stuff. I am back today to film. This is actually, I don't know if it's the last one coming out, but this is the last one I am filming at the moment. So I'm very excited to be coming to the end of this run for this series, for this colour comparison series. Like I said, I'll probably, and I've said this in previous ones, if there's requests for specific pigments that I haven't already covered and I have enough of that pigment to make a worthwhile video, then I will go ahead and do that as well. I will continue adding to this series. And yeah, so I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments below what you'd like to see. Today we are looking at opaque, mostly opaque earth red pigments. So we're talking English reds, Venetian reds, Indian reds, and associated colours like those. So we're starting with English reds into Venetians, into Indian reds, and then we've got a couple of odd ones at the bottom as well that we will take a look at. Everything here is either PR101 or PR102. There's one mixture, which is the Winsor & Newton Venetian red, which we will look at. White Knight, sorry, Venetian red, not Winsor & Newton. I get those two muddled up. And yeah, so let's jump into it. First up, we're going to start with Rosa Gallery English Red. To mention, I am using Arches 100% cotton cold press paper and my Da Vinci Coloneo round number 8 brush. I've kept the brush and paper the same throughout this series to try and keep things equal where possible. However, I am human and my swatching style is not super consistent the whole time, so there we go. This is not a in-depth scientific comparison. This is just my impressions. Then we have White Knights. I have a couple of White Knights, 3 different White Knights to swatch, I think. Yes. Okay, so starting with English red. This is PR101. Again, fairly opaque, sort of brick red colour. And then I have the White Knights Venetian red. This is the only 2 pigment mix on this swatch sheet. This is PR102 and PR187. Really bright kind of colour. It's definitely going to be different to the other Venetian reds that we look at today. It almost reminds me of like a Perylene maroon type colour, I guess, although White Knights does have a Perylene maroon, so it's not that. It's an interesting Venetian red, let's just say. And then finally down here I have White Knights Red Ochre. This is PR102. And this is not one that I like very much. It doesn't re-wet very well. It's a bit gummy. It's not a terrible colour, it's just not particularly great. Next up we have Schminker. We have one. I have English Venetian Red. Oh my goodness, all muddled up here. Okay. Schminker's English Venetian Red is PR101. Again, that typical sort of opaque earth red. A lot of these pigments in the wash, they create really lovely sort of like soft pinky red tones. And I have a couple from Core. We have Core's Venetian Red. Oh, if I can get that palette to open. really lovely and opaque, and there's a really lovely pinkish undertone to this Venetian red. I also have Core's transparent brown oxide, so we'll do that as well while we're here. It's also PR 101, but this is a transparent PR 101, as the name suggests. So transparent brown oxide. This is very similar to like a burnt sienna type colour. And we have Paul Rubens Venetian red. There we go. Oh, balls. That was annoying. That's not reactivating very well. Not sure what's going on with that. I'll let that soak for a second. I'll do the Patchouli red ochre from Paul Rubens as well. That comes down here. This one's a little bit more transparent. Also PR 101, just not as strong as some of the others. There we go, a bit more pigment from that Venetian red. It's got a really lovely soft, sort of pinkish tone to it. This would be really nice for portraiture. Then we have some Roman Schmoll colours, a couple here. We have Roman Schmoll's Venetian red. Also fairly light in value, at least initially. Put a little bit to soak. Some of these earthier pigments can be a little bit harder to re-wet sometimes. It's PR 102. There we go. And we also have Roman Schmoll's Indian red, which is PR 101. A lot more opaque and rich. Two Da Vinci colours. We have Da Vinci's Indian red and terracotta. Just get those soaking. The Indian red is PR 101. And then we have Da Vinci's terracotta, PR 102. A bit more orange leaning than the Indian red. Beautiful nonetheless. Then we have two from tubes. I have Rembrandt's Venetian red, PR 101. And Winsor & Newton's Indian red, also PR 101. I've got a little bit too much pigment on that one, so I'll try and pick up a bit. And that Winsor & Newton Indian red, again very rich, opaque sort of dark earth red. That lovely sort of light pinkish undertone. So the swatches have dried and we are back with the opaque earth reds, I guess is probably the best way to describe this one. Okay, so this is mostly PR 101 and PR 102 colours. So first up here we're starting with English reds. So we've got Rosa Gallery English Red, White Nights English Red, Schminker English Venetian Red, Core Venetian Red, White Nights Venetian Red. Then we have Paul Rubens Venetian Red, Rembrandt Venetian Red, Roman Schmoll Venetian Red, Da Vinci Indian Red. Okay, well, I'll stop there. We'll do the English and Venetian reds first. So right off the bat, I really like the hue and shade of the Rosa Gallery one. The White Nights is really nice and deep, but I'm not as big a fan of it. Schminker's English Venetian Red is a really lovely soft undertone, which is nice, and I also really like the Core Venetian Red. I'm not going to tick it only because Core is so expensive in the UK. I can never justify the money for that one. White Nights Venetian Red is a lot more red because it is actually a mixture of PR 102 and PR 187, so it's not quite the colour I would look for in a Venetian red. It's a beautiful colour, it's just not what I would consider a Venetian red. Paul Rubens Venetian Red was actually very hard to re-wet. It's got some what looks like granulation going on, and it was very hard to re-wet, so I'm going to say a no to that one. The Rembrandt Venetian Red is absolutely stunning. I love that one. Roman Schmoll's Venetian Red is also really nice and soft. It was a little bit on the harder side to re-wet, but it's a really nice soft colour. And then moving on to a couple of Indian Reds. We've got Da Vinci Indian Red, Winsor & Newton, and then Roman Schmoll. I'd say the Roman Schmoll Indian Red was really lovely and deep, and I also really liked the undertone from Da Vinci's Indian Red. And then finally we have some more on the orangey side. So I have Core's Transparent Brown Oxide, Da Vinci's Terracotta, Winsor & White Nights Red Ochre, and Paul Rubens Patchouli Red. Again, this one was very weak, did not like it. That one, not a fan. I don't know what it was, but I don't like the tone. Da Vinci Terracotta is beautiful, and the Core Transparent Brown Oxide was quite patchy for some reason, so I don't know, not a huge fan of that one. But I mean, that was pretty quick, but those are my favourites. I'd say English Red from Rosa, Schminke English Venetian Red, Rembrandt's Venetian Red, Da Vinci Indian Red, Roman Schmoll Indian Red, and then Da Vinci Terracotta. Those are kind of the ones that I really liked from this lot. Let me know what you think. I would not recommend the Paul Rubens Venetian Red, White Nights Venetian Red, or the Paul Rubens Patchouli Red. I think those three in particular are not great paints. But other than that, I think any of the others, as long as you like the colour that you see and you would find it useful, would be a good pick. Alright, let me know which of these are your favourites. Do you even like using opaque watercolours or opaque earth tones? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!